All right, time to translate some expressions. These are written in words and we are going to translate them into math. I will do 4 of them with you to get you started. Look at number 3. Multiply C by 3 and subtract 7. Well, when I multiply, I don't have to put a times or a dot. So I'm going to do 3C and subtract 7. There you go. That was easy. Number 6, divide F by 4 and add 7. The best way to write that is F divided by 4. That's the best way to write division in algebra, is in fraction form. You could do F, a division symbol, and then 4, and that's still correct. However, the more advanced you get into equations, the more you will rely on this, because this is the form you'll need for those. Anyhow, divide F by 4 and add 7. There you go. Number 9, subtract 4 from I and then multiply by 5. So I'm taking it from I. So it's switching the order because I'm starting with I and then I'm subtracting 4. So when I subtract 4 from I, it looks like that. And then multiply by 5. Now, let's look at this. If you were to solve this using order of operations, let's say this I was an actual number, like 10. What would you do first? Would you do 10 minus 4? Or would you do 4 times 5? According to order of operations, you would have to do multiplication first. But this says subtract 4 from I and then multiply. So first you're supposed to subtract and then you're supposed to multiply. But the way that's written, you have to multiply first. So think of order of operations. What comes before multiplication? Exponents, but that doesn't help. Parentheses. If this is in parentheses, then we have to do it first. So subtract 4 from I and then multiply 5. So if this were a 10, we would do 10 minus 4 first and then we would multiply 5. Okay, number 10, add 6 to J and then divide by 3. Let's think about that, see if we have another issue. Add 6 to J. So adding and multiplication, order doesn't matter which you do first. So the way this is worded, you would do J plus 6, but if you chose to do 6 plus J, it would still be correct. That only works with adding and multiplication, never with subtraction or division. So add 6 to J. So I'm going to take my J and I'm going to add 6. And then divide by 3. I'm going to need to rewrite this because we do this. So J plus 6, 6, and then divide by 3. There we go. I can put this in parentheses. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to divide by 3, just like that. So everything else is comparable to these. Actually, what if I'm going to do one of these now that I think about it, and then double and then halve. Let's do, we'll do halve. That might be a little more challenging. So add 5 to H and then halve. Okay, so halve, so that's going to be division. So this time I'm going to remember to write it small because I'm going to divide by 2. So add 5 to H, so H plus 5, and then half, like that. Do h plus 5 first. Now this is similar, but you're going to double it, so you'll multiply by 2 rather than divide by 2. Now, since it says then, make sure these go in parentheses because you've got to do those first. Number 12 is similar. Subtract 7 from 1 and then divide by 2. So you have to do this first. Number 13, divide m by 3 and then add 10. Well, what do you do first anyway? You divide before you add. So you don't need parentheses.